Thank you, Jeanette. Well, Tulsa is almost a half a world away from Afghanistan, but for hundreds of Afghans, Tulsa is now home. For many, that's thanks to Victory Church. 2 News Oklahoma's senior reporter Sharon Phillips shares how the church is helping give the refugees a fresh start in America.
When images of thousands of Afghans scrambling to the airport in Kabul began flashing across TV screens around the world, Pastor Paul Doherty knew they had to do something. Members of Victory Church say they live by this powerful phrase: see a need and meet it, see a hurt and heal it.
So we start basically looking at what planes could we rent that are in nearby countries that could fly into the airport and start, evacuating refugees.
Doherty says the church already had a contact in Afghanistan who runs a Christian school in Kabul. So they began coordinating with him to get people out.
Within the first 2 weeks, we had 365 people on planes that were getting out, and then the following weeks it went up to 450, and just continuing to, help as many people that we could.
I asked him how all of them were vetted and what they did to make sure they weren't bringing in terrorists disguised as refugees.
Our missionary that's there, he's done a lot of work behind the scenes to make sure that every person who gets on a plane is someone who has been vetted. And when they came to the United States, a lot of them got here on September the 15th, 16th. And so for the last month, almost 40 days, they've been in Washington, D.C., as well as in El Paso, Texas, going through a bunch of checks and processes with all the border control and government.
The first Afghan refugees we spoke with arrived in Tulsa during mid-October. We were there as members of the church began unloading furniture and preparing the refugees' new homes. You can see church members are here laying down the flooring in this apartment, getting it ready for even more Afghan refugees to come resettle here.
Jesus said, "What you do to the least of these, you've done to me." And if you feed and you take care and you visit the prisoner and you clothe the naked, all those things, that matters.
Join me tonight at 10 as we introduce you to some of the refugees Victory Church helped bring to Tulsa and hear about their harrowing journey to get here and what has surprised and impressed them about moving to America. I'm 2 News Oklahoma senior reporter Sharon Phillips.